The miracle of life. Life's a play with no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games can play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a lie. Hey, I'm telling you the truth. Hey, it's all in what you do. Hey, some things you gotta do.
Hey, barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget, in about an hour and 40 minutes, we going live with Breonna Taylor's lawyer. So feel free to chime in. Come back in the barbershop, man. Pull up. It's a whole bunch of single mothers in that motherfucker dropping their kids off or while they go next door and wash their clothes. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's jump into this shit, man. And don't forget to join the Patreon. The link will be in the description box. Barbershop Conversations on Patreon and Silent Heroes on Instagram. All right, let's go into this, man. I said this I did this video about 3 or 4 months ago, but now it's official. And Tank Davis is the biggest draw against Leo Santa Cruz. Is most accomplished, is as accomplished, the undefeated fighter. The one people is going to see. He's definitely the favorite, as it is in Vegas. And yet, contractually, he's the B-side. Why, Fred? Why is he the B-side? Why is he the B-side? Well, let's go back a little bit. Conor McGregor, he missed weight. I'm talking about on the first attempt. Well, he gave up the money against Conor McGregor. And he's missed it once before, maybe twice before, but then most recently in Atlanta, he missed weight. And Floyd said when he was walking out, I wasn't near them. They was on the stage and I was somewhere, standing somewhere. And he said, you got to be professional. And he walked away. And he missed 135 and he's the ace high. Now, let me tell you this. I remember when Floyd was negotiations, and this well chronicled, whoever hears this video is going to remember this exactly. He said when he fought Oscar, he chose the ring size, he chose the gloves, he chose everything. When Floyd became the ace high, he told Maidana, you're not fighting in those gloves. He told Canelo, you're fighting at 152. If TMT is ran by Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather, why is Leo Santa Cruz getting the lion's share of the negotiations? I'm confused, man. I mean, I'm literally, that shit baffled me. That shit baffled me. It's like me selling a property and saying, you know what? You ain't got to make no down payment. You ain't got to give me 30% down. Nah. You keep your down payment. You just pay these monthly fees. You just pay this $3,000 mortgage. What type of fool would I be? That is some of the most foolish negotiations ever. I'm just going to be candidly honest, man. I don't know who does the deal. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know, but let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. That's the difference between Al Heyman and TMT, because TMT, Tank Davis runs the promotion. I mean, not Tank Davis, Floyd Mayweather does, and Leonard Ellaby does the deal. And Leo Santa Cruz, Al Heyman did the deal. So they're negotiating and agreeing, in my humble opinion. I'm assuming that's how it went. And if it is, Al Heyman showed you who he is, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, this also leads to this also leads to why Leo Santa Cruz, didn't fight Gary Russell. You know what I mean? Like it's devil's in the details, y'all. The devil is in the details, and nothing gets by Frederick Hawthorne, man. And Al Heyman, he pulled one on Mayweather promotion. See, I don't know if they have lawyers behind the scenes, so I'm not putting names on this. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say Leonard Ellaby did it. I'm not gonna say Floyd did it. I'm just gonna say TMT did it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if this was for public consumption, which is for public consumption, I'm talking about fans being there, they would come to see Tank Davis. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? No way on God's green earth should Tank be worrying about making 130. I don't care. I don't care if he can make it. I don't care. And a message to Tank, if you hear this video, and if you love Tank, you're going to send him this video. You better call Kevin Cunningham. I don't know what your relationship is like. I don't speak to him often. I don't speak to either of y'all often. And I know you're somewhere in LA training. I'll reach out to your team as best I can and tell them, you better get with Kevin Cunningham. You better get with Kevin Cunningham. And if you don't get with Kevin Cunningham, because I remember against Cuellar, you came in underweight, a pound and a half a pound underweight. I don't know, but you look good in the fight. And I mean, it's tough making weight, guys. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. They having fun in camp, but them last 2 weeks, them motherfuckers are really, 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 really giving everything they have to make that weight. Not unless you're Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? There's not too many Floyd Mayweathers in the world, man, that fights at his walk around weight, man. God bless him. You know, but or Pacquiao, excuse me, Manny Pacquiao as well. But yeah, man, it that baffled me. Honestly, that baffled me. And that goes to show you Al Heyman is a masterful negotiator. I don't know if Al Heyman represents Tank Davis, but I think that he's in charge of the lump sums. He's in charge of the contracts, and his job is to advocate for Leo Santa Cruz, and he's done a hell of a job advocating for Leo Santa Cruz, in my humble opinion. You know, I don't know the truth, but it's just interesting how Tank Davis got to make 130, dog. No way in hell. No way on God's green earth. If I'm advising, managing, trainer, Tank Davis, I tell him to go make 130. Hell no. Hell no. Not even, I'm being real as I can be. There's no way would I advise Tank Davis to make 130. And I wish him well. You guys know I'm a big Tank Davis fan on this channel. If you want to call me a fan, you know what I mean? I'm one of his biggest, not one of his, I'm a supporter of his. I'm definitely not one of his biggest, you know. But yeah, I root for the kid because he reminds me of the kids I used to teach when I taught in high school. You know, loads of potential, man. Loads of potential. And he's one of the ones that was in school that actually realized his potential. So I'm rooting for the kid. You know what I mean? I'm rooting for him to be greatly successful. As I told you guys, no disrespect, but I'm not paying for this pay-per-view. And we're going to figure that out fight night. But there's many ways that we can watch this fight, okay? And that's because of Paul Malignaggi. So I'm going to say this in every video as it pertains to these fights. And I got to talk about these fights so I can get the ball rolling, as I did with Eddie Hearn. We're going to do the same thing with Paul Malignaggi. Showtime going to have to make a decision. They're going to have to make a decision because with holidays coming around and black fight fans being disappointed and Showtime and Viacom for making Nick Cannon apologize and not asking Paul Malignaggi to one step down and or to apologize or fire him. You know, they have done nothing about it. And so I know my channel can impact thousands of buys. I know, because if I can get 300 people at an event in Los Angeles for Sean Porter versus Earl Spence, if I can get 300 people to come in and have a great time and fellowship, I know I can get a few thousand people not to buy the pay-per-view. So that's just my channel. And you gotta keep in mind, I heard Blue Blood talking about it today, and I know black fight fans gonna talk about it. So this is gonna be a big community push not to buy this pay-per-view until Paul Malignaggi, according to me, they have their own expectations. But I want to humble his ass. He needs to apologize. You know what I mean? He's getting Al Heyman checks, and he defamed and buy-rated Al Heyman. Now he's buy-rating 70-80% of his stable. I mean, money making stable. I know he got some lower fighters, but you know what I mean? Eastern Europeans run by. That's one jealous man, dog. That's one jealous man. So, but yeah, man, that's where I stand on this situation. Tank, I think in negotiations you got done dirty. I don't know if I don't know who does the deals for TMT. I know Leonard Ellaby is in front. I know Floyd probably has the money and his connection with Showtime. You know what I mean? That gives Tank Davis prime time slots. But we know sometimes Floyd gets in his emotions and shit. You know what I mean? He did it with Adrian Broner. He might be doing it with Tank in terms of how he silently doesn't root for people. You know what I mean? And I'm not pushing this on Floyd. This ain't no diss video on Floyd. I'm just talking about what we've visually seen over the last 2 or 3 years, but this contract is terrible. He's fighting for a 135-pound belt. He has to make 130, and he's the ace high. Why didn't they do a catch weight? Why didn't they do a 133, 132.5? And for the naive people, shit, you know how hard it is to lose them 2 pounds. What Earl Spence say? I sat in the sauna for 45 minutes before I even started sweating. You know what I mean? Like it gets that bad. It gets to the point where you can't pee, you can't poop, you can't sweat. Nah, I'm in the gym with these guys that Wednesday and that Thursday, and I'm there rooting them on, and they tired and they want to stop, and I'm like, nah, man, we got 2 pounds to go. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's hit this heavy bag. Let's go. Get in the sauna. Let's go. And that's just the reality of it, man. That's why these fighters are special, man. The sacrifices they make, jeopardizing their brain, jeopardizing their long-term health for our entertainment, man. We got to wrap our arms around them at the end of the day. So yeah, man. Tank Davis, man. Whew, I'm shocked at this contract. I'm really shocked at this contract. So, but anyways, man, I would like to know who did this deal. Why is Tank fighting at 130? And his belt's on the line, and he's the ace high. Floyd wouldn't. I'll tell you one thing. Floyd made Floyd made Marquez move up. Tank is a Floyd fighter. Why isn't Leo Santa Cruz moving up? Leo Santa Cruz is not turning down this money. Not at all. Not one bit. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, I'm rooting for Tank. I'm rooting for all the black fighters and on those cards. But so that's where I'm at. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget tonight we got Breonna Taylor's lawyer coming in, dog. Man, it's gonna be a town hall meeting tonight, man. I love y'all for supporting the channel. The channel has literally man, our views has fucking doubled in the past, like since we've been doing this. I got the announcement, I get the alerts and shit from YouTube. I appreciate you guys sharing the videos on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever your social medias, or even texting it to your friends. Keep doing it, and keep doing it, okay? Because I'm not concerned about the subscribers, and although I want you to subscribe, but the views are amazing. Keep them pumping. I love y'all. Barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.